Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Real. It's Slayer Sunday, where I'll be talking about and reviewing all the episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer in order. Today I'm looking at Season 4, Episode 10, Hush. The episode begins with Buffy in class learning about communication before she's picked out of the crowd and told to lie down on Walsh's desk, where Riley says something weird.
If I kiss you, it'll make the sun go down.
Before making out with her, and it goes dark. Buffy hears weird singing and follows it into the hall, where a girl with a box sings about the gentleman not being heard, dying, and 7 things being taken. And creepy Riley! It was a dream, of course, and Buffy goes off with Riley, where they question each other, and into the credits we go. Buffy tells Giles about her dream, who says the song sounds familiar, so asks Spike, who is an annoying house guest, who knows nothing, while Anya has a go at Xander for not taking their relationship seriously.
Well, I think we should talk about it now.
Thank you for knocking.
They argue for a bit, which Spike finds amusing, and Giles asks Xander to take Spike off his hands for a few days because he's got a friend coming over.
Oh, you mean an orgasm friend?
Yes, that's exactly the most appalling thing you could have said.
They're all not okay with that plan and argue, while Willow attends a Wicca group, which she's not impressed with, and suggests they actually do some spells, which gets this girl's attention. The group laugh at her and she complains to Buffy that they're not actually witches, and Buffy admits that it's difficult to date someone who doesn't know she's the Slayer. Riley has the exact same conversation with Forrest, and Xander ties Spike up in his room while he sleeps, but is annoyed that Spike doesn't want to bite him.
I'm moist and delicious.
All right, yeah, fine. You're a nummy treat.
And don't you forget it.
Giles is still trying to work out the song when Olivia shows up for smoochies. Get it, Giles? But in the clock tower, a skeletal hand opens the same box the girl was holding, causing everyone's breath to go for a walk. Oof! Buffy wakes up the next day and brushes her teeth, passing a crying girl on her way back, and when she tries to greet Willow, they realise that they're both unable to speak, and they're not the only ones. Xander blames Spike, which he doesn't appreciate, and rings Buffy, only to realise he's a moron. Riley and Forrest try to go down into the initiative, but the lift requires vocal identification and tries to gas them, so Maggie suggests the stairs next time. The whole town is affected by the curse. This guy's got the right idea, and everyone meets at Giles's, where he's been doing research. The news reports the town is under quarantine and people are blaming vaccines. Yeesh! And everything is locked down. Walsh orders the commandos to keep the peace, which is why Buffy spots Riley breaking up a fight, and they share their first non-dream kiss. Some feet come floating down the street attached to these creepy mofos, the Gentlemen, whose designs were based on a cross between Nosferatu, Pinhead, and Mr. Burns. Olivia can't sleep, so goes to investigate a jump scare! Don't do that! The Gentlemen move through the dorms, where you can see the track that's keeping them suspended, and they select a room. Now is a good time as any to point out that this gentleman is played by prolific creature actor Doug Jones, who's probably most well known for being Abe Sapien in Hellboy, the amphibian man in The Shape of Water, and playing 2 iconic roles in Pan's Labyrinth. This poor guy answers the knock at his door, and is pinned down in a terrifying situation and cut into. The guy's heart joins the other 2, who I'm probably not going to count because they're just hearts in a jar, and the gentlemen are very pleased with themselves. It's nice to have that kind of support at work. Buffy sees the body of last night's victim, while Olivia draws what she saw, so Giles consults a book of fairy tales. He does a little presentation backed by Dance Macabre, the theme tune to Jonathan Creek, which Anthony Stewart Head appeared in briefly before being recast. The Gentlemen are fairy tale monsters who harvest hearts by silencing a town with a curse, and Xander is asking the real questions. Buffy makes a hand motion, which I always thought meant stakes to the heart when I was younger, so I didn't get the joke until I was older. Giles' face though. They can't be killed by conventional weapons, but a scream from a princess can kill them, but it can't be recorded, and Giles doesn't know how they can get their voices back. Buffy and Riley are out patrolling when the latter spots movement in the clock tower and goes to investigate, while Tara, that girl from the Wicca group, goes looking for Willow. But look out! They're coming to get you, Tara! She rushes through the dorms trying to get someone to help her, while while Buffy fights off an attack from the footmen and manages to kill one of them. Tara runs upstairs and bangs on a door, which we're supposed to believe is Willow's, but wrong number. So it's no surprise when a gentleman answers holding the heart of another victim. Riley is overrun by footmen in the tower, so Buffy leaps in and the two of them discover that the other one hasn't been entirely honest with them. A big fight breaks out with no obvious fatalities, and back at Giles's, Spike drinks a cup of blood and picks up some books next to a sleeping Anya when Xander walks in, getting the wrong idea and attacks him. She's fine, of course, so they go off to have sex, while Willow and Tara flee their pursuers, using their combined magic to block the door with a vending machine. Buffy goes further up the clock tower but gets surrounded, so Riley helps her out, but they're still outmatched, so Buffy encourages him to smash the box. But he misses the point, so tries again, which releases everyone's voices. Buffy screams, causing all the gentlemen and their little foot soldiers to explode. Gooey! Afterwards, Tara admits she went looking for Willow to do a spell to restore everyone's voices, and she calls her special. And Riley and Buffy meet up to talk, but ironically can't find the words. Well, Hush is the highest rated episode for a reason. It's so freaking good! After the 14-minute mark, there's no dialogue until the very end, and the score and physical acting of the cast sells it completely. The gentlemen are based off a childhood nightmare Joss Whedon had, and they are so freaking terrifying. They are right up there as being one of the most creepy monsters in the Buffyverse. I mentioned Doug Jones, but the rest of the gentlemen were also played by creature actors, mimes, or contortionists, which gave the iconic physicality to the characters, which makes them so unnerving. The fact that they were floating too, which makes no noise, makes them extra scary, because Tara didn't realise they were there until they were right on top of her. The music was a character in itself, an incredible job by Christoph Beck, who once again created a beautiful theme, this time for Buffy and Riley, which marks not only their first kiss, but also Buffy moving on from Angel and finding a new love. Speaking of moving on, we get Tara introduced into the show, who will not only be a mainstay character until most of the way through season 6, but she brings in the start of Willow's romantic shift, and also the exploration of the power they both hold that can be combined and focused. The cast once again were all utilised, and there were some great moments from all of them, and that's saying something, seeing as they're not able to speak for most of the episode. There's not much more I can say other than go and watch this one for yourselves, in order to truly appreciate the masterpiece that is Hush. Now the deaths are tricky and I'm not entirely happy with my total, but I feel because I'm counting one I should count the other, so I came up with a total of 13 deaths. 3 humans, the guy in the dorm killed by the gentleman. I reluctantly add one of the random hearts in a jar because it came with a matching news story, because I wanted to include the occupant of room 219, who was also dehearted by the gentleman. Then I counted 10 demon deaths, the 1 foot soldier whose neck was broken by Buffy, and the 3 footmen and 6 gentlemen I counted in the clock tower whose heads all exploded when Buffy screamed. That brings our running total to 7 humans, 1 transformation, 8 vampires, 12 demons, and 1 werewolf. So there you have it. That was Hush. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, it really does mean a lot, or consider subscribing if you want more videos like this one. Alternatively, feel free to check out my other YouTube channel, Jane Plays Games Badly. Thank you so much for watching, I'll speak to you soon, and don't let the vampires bite.